And of course, as soon as I start recording my phone, nobody calls me unless I'm recording. So let me now turn my phone on silent. um, anyway, it hasn't been the best week there for us, so I apologize if I'm a little, my voice is, and my performance, and I'm not as enthusiastic as I normally am, but I hope you guys are doing all right. This is there to both classes. The If you guys have had a chance there to look at the PowerPoint there that I posted, and I apologize there on the lateness. It's been a rough week around here. I think I got the PowerPoint out there yesterday, and it's just the way it is. It's been a rough week around our house. So, but we're all alive and we're all fighting and kicking. And if it sounds like I'm complaining, I am not. I just have a little bit of a sniffle. And but anyway, we're doing all right, and I hope you guys are doing okay. Um, I don't plan on keeping you guys here more than an hour. If there's, it won't be my best class. But anyway, the where we are at now is we're almost done. Like after today, there's one more class of information, and it's on WIMIS. Um, when you guys walk into any type of a factory setting or basically any type of a business setting, there should be WIMIS labels. You guys have already seen WIMIS labels all over the place, and maybe you just haven't even noticed it. But today's class, we're on to the kind of the infrastructure. What does an MDRD look like? And because we've been kind of dancing it around it all kind of semester, we've covered, a little bit of intro, microbiology, anatomy, physiology, disinfection, these kinds of things. But now now that you guys have all the tools in place, now we can kind of put it all together. And what we had there, quiz 2 and test 2 there the past couple weeks, and everyone, most people are just doing excellent, and I'm very happy with where things are going. I know that there was questions there about the quiz and the test, and I think I've got to most of them. I think there might be one or two people there that had a large number of questions there that if you guys have, now we can go over the questions. I know that people were looking there for answers there for the quiz and the test because they had finished early, but they couldn't release the answers there for the questions that they wanted. So now is a good time there to ask me those questions on which ones bothered you. I'll shoot you those answers there. On an individual basis. And but as far as I can see, everything is going well. I've opened up, there is a weighted column on Blackboard now, so that tells you guys your official mark. And if you're worried about your final mark there, or if you're worried on anything, just let me know. The final test is in 2 weeks. And I don't want you guys to be freaking out. It's not going to be anything different than what you guys have seen. The only thing is it's worth 40%. Now, that is a huge amount. And you have to think that this is going to cover the whole course. So this test coming up will not be on anything generally specific. Okay, it's gotta be, because I can only ask you what the test will, what I'm thinking there, and I think that this is the way it's going to go, is that the test 3, the final test, it'll look like test 2, in the sense that it'll be a 1-day test. I'm thinking there that it'll open at 9 o'clock in the morning and it'll close at midnight, okay, for both classes. And that's the best. It's the only thing that we can do. And now I could give it to you guys during your regular class times, give you 3 hours, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Because people have kids, people get sick, people are working Saturdays, you know what I mean? And I get it. Okay, so what I'm thinking there is that I'll open the test up at 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll close the same day at midnight. So it gives you ample amount of time. I was wondering how well, judging by the test results there, they were pretty good. Okay, Monica, love it. That's all, and the test 3 will cover the full course. But again, like you guys can go and look. Now, I think you guys can go back and look at your tests. I think I've opened them and you guys can see them. And if you can't, let me know because we will open them. Yeah, I'm thinking, 40, 50 questions, and I think that's, honestly, a 40% test, there's just no way that the test can fully represent the course in its totality. And that's one of the things I don't like about tests, because tests are a snapshot of how you are feeling right now. And if I'm doing a test right now, I'm doing bupkis on this test, right? So, and test is just a snapshot in time. So, hopefully that if I can go 9 a.m. to 12 midnight there, that'll give you guys some time there to do the test justice. That's what I'm thinking there. And I'll give you guys more detail on that there next week, but at least you guys have a time frame there. It'll open at 9 a.m. It'll close at midnight. It won't look any different than the other tests. It'll be multiple choice, a couple of true and false. And I can't even really get into any specifics because this is the final test, and so it'll all be about generalities, but I'll talk to you guys more about that there next week. And if you guys have any questions, please just let me know. But there's no surprises. I don't want any surprises. I want you all to get out of here with an 80, minimum 85, and move on and become famous and rich. So there we go. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm already talking way too much. So if you guys have any questions, shoot me an email. I know that there was some of you guys there who had questions about some of the questions on the test or the quiz, and I didn't get back to you because the test and the quiz are still going on, but now everything's done. So I know that there was one question there that there was an error, so I just made that word 0. So if there's any issues at all, let me know. I think you guys are doing great. Okay, and the test there is 40%, so this is it. Every chance there to get it all going. Okay. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, I'm gonna sadly go through this PowerPoint as horribly as I can. Monica, whatever you guys need, you know what I mean? I'm doing my best, and I hope there that I'm just doing enough, So keep me posted, and we're just gonna keep on rocking and rolling. Sorry, just let me get my ducks in a row here and share. Okay, so here we are. I've been working on this there for the past, I don't know, 2-3 weeks anyway, and the book there, I think I said you gotta read basically the first chapter, and I'd like to do this course and remake it all. I wanted to show you guys there's a couple links here, and I was never told about this, and just in my own research and my own trying to develop this course and make it bigger and better and all this kind of stuff, I found this there. Now, I don't know if you guys can access it. I don't know if you guys will need an account with Vimeo or but I sure wanted to find this there a while ago, and I'm just doing my best here. this is the MDRAO, the Medical Device Reprocessing Association of Ontario, has their videos all posted on Vimeo here. And now I've got an account with Vimeo. I don't think it takes anything. I'm not advertising for Vimeo. It's just I don't know of any other way to watch these videos. So, and this is one of the problems here is you got to keep hitting the load more, load more, load more. But you'll see that I think there's 73 videos and about all and everything there that we've covered. Absolutely outrageous, like the decontamination room, which we're going to talk about there today. Endoscopes, cytoscopes, and it's all based out of Alberta. I'm very impressed, okay, with these videos there that they have. And the next time there that I teach this course, I will make these fully available. And I just apologize that I just found these there in the past week or so, and that are available for you to watch. Like I've known about these, but I just haven't been able to get them to you, and hopefully there you guys can now. Sterilization right here, like all these things, and 17 minutes worth of video. Great stuff. So have a look at these. You can keep loading more. It's really not the nicest platform in which to watch them, but it's there for you guys, and yeah, have some fun with it. And there we go. There's that. And if you're just joining in, good morning. Welcome to, what are we now, week 12. There's only one class left after this one there, WMIS, and then we have our final test too. There's any issues there with scheduling and these kinds of things, just let me know. But other than that, we're just having some fun. There's another one here that I put up. Again, out of Alberta. Okay, and just I'm not going to test you guys on it, on any of these things, specifically quoting this and that, but the next time I teach this course, I will be incorporating these things because this is up-to-date stuff. This is really, really good stuff. And if this is your field, if you're currently in it, then I encourage you guys to read this kind of stuff, okay? So that's what's going on there. And if you're just joining in and you're wondering why I'm so lethargic and look like crap, it's because it's been a rough week around our house. We've all been tested. We're COVID free, but you know what I mean. There's still the flu and bacteria out there. So this is where we're at. But let us continue. And a lot of these, you'll see that these diagrams here I've taken right from your book. And like one of the issues there we encountered there this week was my printer scanner decided to not work. So I just wanted to scan some things there from the book and actually put it in. The book isn't that great as far as our course goes, which I think it will change the next time I do this course, because I just don't think that the book is utilized enough. And there are some good things in it. But there today, what we're doing, and this is in my way. This is going to be a pain in the butt. There we go. Maybe I'll just put that down there. Good. Just to... the way my PowerPoints are set up, like if you guys put this into screen mode, it doesn't, and I guess I apologize, I should let you guys know, but I guess we're on week 12 already, you guys already know that. My PowerPoints there, I kind of use a widescreen, and it's the way I teach. If we were in a classroom, I would utilize the entire board, 20 feet of whiteboard, And I like to leave things up on the board so that you can actually see things in their totality, kind of a holistic and which you really can't do on just a little PowerPoint screen. But here we go. MDR function and structure. We've alluded to this there before, and like just the whole idea of what is involved in MDR in a hospital or any type of healthcare setting, and they will differ. They'll differ a lot from dentist office to dermatological to open heart surgery. All what I mean. Of course, it's all different. It's all based on needs assessment, right? But there are ultimately 4 core principles that are involved in the MDR, and we've seen these there before. There's the decontamination, which we'll go into a little bit more detail. There's the assembly, prep and package. Okay. You've got the sterilization. Okay. And storage and distribution. And we've talked about this there earlier, that there is a one-way flow. And you'll see there that things will accumulate. Dirty things will accumulate. And this comes right from your book. I think it's taken from page 7 or 6 or something like this. And I put these in here just because it wasn't really coming in clear. But you'll see there that one-way flow MDR designed with pass-through sterilizers. So you'll see everything kind of accumulates here, whatever it is that needs to be cleaned. Okay, and it moves in here. Okay, and you'll see there that there's washers in here. Okay, just to disinfect, not to clean or anything like this, but just to get things on the road to clean, right? And then you've got your assembly. Okay, which I can't move over. There we go. And there's your assembly there, which we'll get into, just getting everything organized. Like you look at your endoscopes, your cystoscopes there. Those are the most difficult things there to clean, to sterilize, right? And because there's so many moving parts, and you've got an inside and an outside and all these kinds of things. So things need to be disassembled, okay, taken down to their basic pieces, and then reassembled. New pieces need to be added, so you'll have spare parts, all these kinds of things. And then we move into the sterilization, okay, that's where it's 100%, no spores, no anything. And then you've got storage and distribution, okay. So this is where things are stored. This is sterile, okay, and then things are disseminated. So we'll go into a little bit more detail. Again, this is all based on just the information there from chapter 1. You'll see here that this is just another shot, and it basically represents the same thing. And you'll see here that there's your decontamination area. Okay, and things will tend to accumulate, okay, as they move in here, all right, and then they move over to the assembly, which here is called the prep and pack. Not a big deal. Take things apart. We'll get into more detail. There's your sterilization, and you'll see there are your sterilizers. It's a big deal, okay. And then they move into storage and then onto the operating room or wherever they're going. Okay. We're going to talk about all areas in quite some detail. The decontamination area, this is the primary point of entry for all soiled items. And today I'm going to do a bit of reading because the reading comes from the textbook, and I think it's pretty good. And also, I'm really not feeling well, so my brain is maybe only functioning at about 60% capacity. Okay, so the decontamination area is the primary point. This is where all the soiled items, equipment, They all come to be reprocessed and put back into the MDR system. Okay. All items are disassembled to their smallest components. They're cleaned and minimally low-level disinfected. Okay. Now remember, disinfection doesn't mean that all the bugs have been taken away. It just means there that it is an acceptable level of societal clean. That's all it means. Okay. Yeah, of course, this area should be separated and divided by walls. Perfect. And here's just another shot. Okay. There's lots of them. You guys can go on Google and find there's millions of floor plans of an MDRD. Okay. And you'll see here, staff corridor. Well, and it's important because there has to be a walkway, the MDRD is somewhere in a hospital setting or somewhere in your healthcare setting, okay? And you're going to have high traffic flow. Patients, sick people, doctors, nurses, and whatever. And where are they going to take these carts? Where are they going to take these different things? And there's your drop-off area, okay? And notice staff PPE. And once the stuff moves into the decontamination area, okay, generally moves along, okay, and to the goes from dirty to clean, okay, which was one of the questions there that I canceled there on the test. You remember that question there? I think it was I can't even remember. Was it dirty to clean or clean to dirty? I know that was sorry on that one. That was my bad. And so here's just another shot. Okay. Now, are we going to be going into crazy detail? No. Okay. This is just a generalized overview of what an MDRD should look like. The decontamination area should be under negative pressure. Okay. Because we want that one-way flow. Okay. Everything, the one-way flow is coming from, okay, the sanitized storage area, okay? That's where all the air is coming from. It's coming from the sanitized area because that's the clean area, all right? And so the airflow is coming from there. And if the airflow is coming from the clean area, in theory, dirty air can't come back, right? So there's a negative air pressure so that when the main door is open there to receive the goods, the air from the outside corridor enters the decontamination area. This keeps contaminants within the decontamination area. So basically the decontamination area is kept secure, all right? Because we do not want dirty air moving forward into the MDRD, okay? All medical devices must be disinfected in the decontamination areas, all right? So this is where we're at, and we're also going to take things apart here, okay? Cytoscopes, endoscopes, these kinds of things, they need to be all disassembled right down to their basic bones, okay? Just to make sure that there's no water issues on the inside, just to make sure there's no rust, to make sure there's no nothing broken. That's all these kinds of things, okay? The assembly area, okay? This is the next, and these are just generalized overviews. We're going to go into more detail as the PowerPoint goes on, okay? So this is where all disassembled medical devices, items, cytoscopes, these are where the inspection happens, okay? And in this area here, they're reassembled, okay, for the next step, which is the sterilization, okay. They're checked to confirm to be in working order, appropriately packaged, labeled. This is the inspection area, okay. This is the assembly area. After the items there, they successfully pass through the decontamination area. They move on to the assembly area where they are reassembled. And you'll see there that there's a little door, okay, where they pass things through, okay, just a little window from one section to the other, because there has to be a doorway. And You don't want a huge, massive doorway in between decontamination and assembly area. We want a small little doorway because we want to minimize the amount of infection there that makes it through. Any repairs, these kinds of things. Okay, this all happens here. If a substitute item is unavailable, okay, the item is marked missing on the package, okay, this is where the documentation happens in this area. It's critical, okay. All items in this area there, oh, there's an A there, in this area, wrapped, packaged, appropriately labeled, and then they're sent off to the sterilization area, okay. So the decontamination area, that's where they receive things, take things down, break things down into their individual pieces. Then they send them on over to the assembly area where they inspect them. They repair if needed. You know, if you have a little rusty valve on a endoscope or something like that, it needs to be replaced. It needs to be put back together, reassembled. It's packaged, okay? So now it's ready to go to the sterilization area, okay? Which involves monitoring and, of course, sterilization. Specific sterilization equipment there that is correct for the item, okay? We're not going to get into, too much specificity, but it all has to meet the manufacturer's recommendations there for sterilization, which are all written on the package, and there's every hospital has its own, okay, as far as what it needs to do. Testing and documentation is required for all sterilized items to validate and track equipment through the system. Okay. Storage and distribution, where the sterilized items are stored. Okay, and again, this is in the decontamination area, if there's a negative pressure. Okay, here we've got basically a positive pressure. You got the pressure emanating from here. Okay, so the airflow is coming from here because it's clean air, and that's where we want to spread the clean air. We don't want to spread the dirty air. Okay, so standards related there to storage conditions and transportation to user areas are required and should be followed. It's important there that an item may become contaminated at any point along this process. Okay, so just because this is the sterile storage and distribution area doesn't mean there that there's not bugs. Okay, bugs all over the place. All right, like if improper handling, okay, improper transport, something falls on the ground, it's got to go back. Okay, it's got to be re-sterilized. It is essential that the MDR technician be attentive in all aspects of the supply chain. Okay. Ooh, this is painful. I've already taken a Tylenol. I'm not really too interested in this. Like, I don't know, the MDRD organizational structure. Of course, you've got your general chain of command, which you should. Okay, and again, this is taken here right from your book. All right, and you'll see there that there's your MDRD manager, administration assistants there. You'll notice there you have your decontamination lead. You have assembly lead. Okay, prep and package, storage and transport lead. Okay, and so you'll have basically managers for each section. Okay, and then you have your technicians there who are moving pushing the carts and these kinds of things. All right, so that's all that's what's going on there. Of course, there's an educator. You're going to see there. There's a lot more duties involved in each section than you might have realized. So, but we'll get there. Here are some of the positions, the assignments, okay, that are involved in the MDRD. Decontamination, endoscopy technicians, cytoscopy technicians, okay. Instrument sets assembly, okay, you got to put all these pieces back together, okay. And decontamination, there's positions there for disassembly, taking things apart. sterilization technicians, case cart pickers. Okay, so you have to think there that we've got a case cart and you've got a surgeon preference card, right? This doc needs, oh, I need a cystoscope, I need this, and I need this, and I need this. So it's almost like going to Costco. Take your cart through. Oh, I'll take one of these, and oh, I'll take one of these. Case cart picking, right? And then all of a sudden now, according to this doctor surgeon preference card, this cart has everything there that the doctor requested. It gets all sorted, it gets labeled, it gets put over in the corner, and it's ready to go for surgery for tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Okay? Excuse me. Restocking, sure, right? You got basically you're kind of keeping up an inventory. You're like a supermarket for sterilized medical equipment. Sorry, bad analogy, but that's what it is, right? You know, you've got your endoscope section, you got your cystoscope section, you got all these different sections there in your clean, sterile storage, and whatever needs to get used gets used. Okay. There's a coordinator position, as there is in each section there. You've got loading and unloading, and you've got people here who will be transporting these carts and whatnot to the departments there that they need. Having a look at these here, I'm not really going to go into much detail into their actual positions, okay? And again, some MDRDs will not include some of these. Every MDRD is different from another one, okay, depending upon the setting there, whether it's a dentist office or dermatological or, hospital setting. So these are just generalized, okay? So some duties involved here: collection of soiled instruments, sure. Sorting of soiled instruments, sure. Manually washing, hand washing stations. Ultrasonic washing, okay. Cart washing. Scanning and tracking systems there. Of course, sharps, okay, scalpels, these kinds of things, waste disposal. We've got chemical replacement, chemical markings. We've got workstation cleaning, cleaning brush cleaning. You wouldn't think, but that's actually a real thing, okay? Because you got to get those brushes in there clean. Now we need to sterilize those brushes, clean them, right? So there's lots going on here, all right? Here is your, and you'll see here that we're just kind of going down the list here. Here we're at endoscopy and cystoscopy, okay? And the collection of soiled endoscopes, point of use cleaning, manual washing, leak testing. We've kind of gone through all these there. I think was it week 7 or week 8? I don't even know. You got these high-level disinfection, HLD, all these kinds of things here, okay? There's lots going on, but these ones here, they need to be done, and because these endoscopes, cystoscopes, they actually go in the body, right? So we don't want to bring any bacteria inside the body, okay? And I apologize if I'm not being the greatest instructor, teacher there this morning. I'm not doing so great, but we're going to get through this. Oh, jeez. Now we're into the instrument assembly area here. Inspection of instruments. Functionality testing. Does it kind of work? Packaging. Because remember, this is the next step, right? So we're right into here, right? No, I don't like that one. I like this one here. We're into the prep and pack. So we've moved on there from decontamination. So these things here are mildly disinfected. Okay, they're not sterile by any means. They're going to get sterile, but they've been kind of cleaned. The superficial dirt has been moved off of them, and now we're into putting these things back together. So where did my slide go? Oh, there it is. And so inspecting of instruments, does it work? You want to package these things up properly, right? Because they're going to be packaged and then they're going to go through the sterilizers. Okay, heat and pressure. Okay, wet heat, right? Generally, that's what we're talking about there. And so they got to be packaged up properly. Dates, when is it going to be sterilized? When is this, in theory, good to expiry date? All these kinds of things. Who sterilized it? What day? Which sterilizer did it? All these kinds of things, right? Everything is documented. Um, Loaning instruments. Remember we talked about loaning there one time. Okay, I think that was what, week 7, week 8. And yeah, there could be loaners that we don't have any. We borrowed these ones here. They need to be cleaned as well. Okay, repairing of instruments. You're going to have spare parts in this area. Okay. The sterilization process here, some of the jobs here, testing of the sterilizers, leak test, printer paper replacement. You guys can have a look at these. There's a cool down area, unloading, operation of sterilizers. Like, you need technicians in there that need to be on call. One of those sterilizers breaks down, needs to be fixed up. Okay, ordering and replenishing sterilizer supplies. You guys can have a look at these. Lots of jobs all around. The case carts, we spoke about these there, and when they are, generally we have case carts there that, they'll stay in a certain section, but when you're talking about decontamination and the assembly area and these kinds of things, case carts will move through and they'll need to be cleaned. And so you actually have case cart sterilizers and cleaners, which we'll get into. So here we're talking about the case carts, report any missing information. You're picking the case carts, you're cleaning them, and yeah, that's what we're talking about there. The coordinator there, this is the person there that's overseeing everything there for each department, okay? And you're just making sure that what comes in is also coming out. Nothing is being left behind. Everything is being clean. And you don't want to forget about something, because if there's something there that's dirty and it's been forgotten about, it's just like leaving an open plate of food in the fridge. Okay, but that's why we need to put a top on it, because there's bacteria on the food or on the plate or in some process there. And if it's open, it will, in theory, contaminate the entire inside of the fridge. So we just want to keep things contained, keep things moving. Okay. The unloading and loading, this is a position. And getting those carts unloaded, getting those carts loaded. Case picking, okay, provide instrument sets there to workstations, transportation of instruments within a department, covering for breaks. I really enjoy this course, and I'd like to, there's a lot of things there I'd like to improve on it, and but just the whole idea of how it starts off as a kind of a science course, your nose stuck in a textbook looking at microbials and different types of flagella and all this, and then it moves on into a hospital setting where we need somebody there to cover breaks, for when people go on. I love it. I love courses like this. Very good. The soiled carts there, PPE room, and you'll remember there, what's that, slide 21. If we go back into here, and you'll see that before staff get into anywhere, there's your PPE. You're not getting in without your PPE. What was that, 21? There we go. The equipment there in the decontamination area. And I apologize again, and you'll see here, if you were looking at this in your slideshow view, okay, doesn't really work. So this is why I kind of put it like this. It's the only way I can get some use out of this screen. And I tried to put as many pictures as I could, and I've done this there for a couple of the slides, okay? Just the equipment there in the decontamination area. Washer disinfector, cart washer. Okay, walk the whole cart right through. Ultrasonic washers, workstations, high-level disinfection machines, air gun, water gun, RO water plant. RO is the red cap, distilled water. Okay, in theory, infection-free. Chemical dispensers, manifold, return manifold there. These are these carts there for drying. Okay. Yeah, there's lots going on here. And remember I was talking about there the pass-through window. And like this is like we really don't want a big huge open door in between the decontamination and the assembly area, right? So it's all got to be minimalized. And you'll see there that look at the full-on PPE. I'm just going to zoom in on here. See if this works. Yep, you see your hair nets and your mask, goggles, gloves, these kinds of things, and we're just passing endoscopes through just to minimize the amount of potential infection there that can be, or contamination that can spread. Okay. The space requirements and recommendations. And again, this is, you know, we're talking generalized. Okay, this is not for every area, but generally here in a hospital setting, this is what we're talking about. Staff changing areas, PPE vestibules, of course, hand washing stations, eye wash stations, you know, all these kinds of things, proper waste disposal. I don't think there's anything here there that is blowing your minds. Okay, proper sinks, all these kinds. And you'll see stainless steel. This is it. Okay, we don't use wood, we don't use anything else. Stainless steel, it's easy peasy, doesn't rust, there's no fear of rust, and it's easy to clean, easy to shoot with chemicals and disinfect it. Excuse me. Space requirements there and recommendations there for the decontamination area. I think this is the last one there. And just more shots there. There's your sonic cleaner, conveyor belts, washing manifolds. There's your RO water system here. Okay, have a look at that. Nothing too crazy there. Here's a shot of your washer disinfect. Okay, throwing some chemicals on there. That's what we're doing. Moving on into the assembly and the prep and package. Okay, again, you've got your workstations. Okay, you'll see there it's stainless steel, nothing else. There's the spaces there for carts. Okay, holding instruments, work in progress. Sterilizer carts, because right now we're into the next section, right? We're getting things ready to go. We're reassembling things. We're prepping and packaging them so that they can now be sterilized and move forward, right? Lots of things. Heat sealers, okay? And you think, why would you need a heat sealer? Well, you got to, you're going to seal something up. It's got to be completely airtight, okay? Lots of things here, okay? The sterilization area. And what I did was I took this one, and these are really neat, and I encourage you guys there to give them a read. They come right from your textbook, and it's right from chapter 1. And when we're talking there about the sterilization area, the space requirements and recommendations, here we've got the steam sterilizers. There is a service area, a steam line, a whole bunch of these sterilizers in a row, filters, low temperature sterilizers. And what I really wanted you guys to have a look at, and am I going to go into crazy detail in this right now? No. Can you guys have a look at this there from your textbook? Sure. Will there be a question there on the test from here? I'm sure it is, you know, and just make sure to have this around. These are requirements and recommendations there for the sterilization area, and you guys can have a read of this. I could read it, but I would just bore you and probably cough all the way through it. When we're talking about here, unpacking, breakdown, breakout rooms, receiving decontamination, assembly, prep and pack, linen reprocessing, sterilization, sterile storage, equipment card holding, equipment storage. You just look at all that's involved. Okay? It's an incredible. When we go into the hospital with our broken leg, or our nose, we got a bloody nose or something, I don't know, whatever, there's this whole underbelly of the healthcare system that we just don't even think about. And you just think about all the people that are involved in this process. This is found on page 10 and 11, and I think that that's what these are right here. Okay, and I'm not going to read these, but these are just all the different areas, and you'll see here all these ones right here. Okay, they're all found on page 10 and 11, and I've sorry. And so all these things right here that we just talked about there, they're all in here in greater detail. And the unpacking and the breakout. Okay, this is here we're talking about the decontamination area, and this is the function, design consideration. You guys can have a read of this. Will there be a question on the test from here? There could, yeah, sure, but it won't be too crazy. Okay, what I would do is I would reference one of these areas right here, and then you guys could delve in here and find the answer. It's not too bad. Okay. When we move on here, sorry, and again, this is just taken right from your book here. Requirements, recommendations there, decontamination area. You guys can have a read of this, and it continues on. Just required reading. There might be some information here. Nothing too crazy. You'll see here there that we're moving on into the inspection and assembly area. Okay. And again, nothing too crazy. I'm not going to go to, I would like to go crazy. Maybe I already am. I'd like to go crazy into this stuff, but you have to look at the test that's coming. I'm going to give you a 50 mark or a 50 question test. 25 to 30 marks are going to be on the previous 10 weeks, and there's going to be 15 questions on week 12 and week 13. So I can't really get into any specific details. This is what it is. So please have a read of these here, and if there's any questions, let me know. But you see, it just moves on into these guys here. If you're reading it from the book there, this is all dealing with the decontamination area. And you'll see there it moves on to the inspection and the assembly and packaging, and then it moves on into the sterilization. Okay, and continues on, and you'll see here that it moves into the chemical storage area. Okay, detergents, dispersing room. And again, does every MDRD have these? No, it's all depending upon the situation. Okay, and you'll see it moves on into the hand hygiene, the sinks and medical device reprocessing, supply, receiving, and breakout rooms, loaner instruments. Nothing too crazy in here. And I think that we're almost at the end. And there is the best thing that you guys can do if you haven't had a chance is to read this chapter, but it's really not too bad at all. For where we're going, we're just keeping it on a simplified view, and that's where we're at, and that's probably all the energy there that I have. Ladies and gentlemen, that's about where I'm at, and I don't know if you guys have any questions. I don't know how useful I'm going to be as far as answering questions go, but that's probably where I'm going to stop it right now. I encourage you, there was a couple people there that had questions there about the quiz and the test. Can you resend those emails on which questions there you'd like? And I think there was only one or two. And if you guys have any questions on the quiz, the test, let me know. But other than that, I think we're moving in the right direction, and I wouldn't worry too much about that the last test, because it's going to look just like test 1, test 2, with a little bit of this week and next week thrown on it, and it won't even be as specific as test 1 and test 2 because it'll be more of a generalized test. But I think that's where I'm at. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But other than that, have a great week. Don't stress out too much. You guys are doing great, and we'll get you guys through. Monica, you're getting an error. You can... Monica, can you update me on week 12 PowerPoint? Won't open. What? All right. Well, then what I will do... Really? Is that for everybody? Can anybody open up the PowerPoint? Okay. All right. Can you guys... Are you guys all on mute? You guys can unmute. Can I unmute you? No. Okay, so Kesha can open it. Okay. If you can't open the PowerPoint, shoot me an email. I'll send it to you right now. It's all good. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to says the file may have been renamed, changed, or temporarily unavailable. All right, well, then let me fix this little red wagon right here. I will fix that right now. And I'm still recording, so I'm going to stop recording.